At Christmas time, we talk a lot about hope. One of the things that's interesting about hope is you only need hope or only have hope when things aren't going well. You don't need hope when things are perfect. Hope is the expectation that things will get better. And so when things are great, when things are perfect, you don't have hope. But we know in this experience of life that it's not perfect. Something is deeply broken. And so we have hope. We need hope. I want to go back to Genesis and see where things broke, because actually it's in the breaking that we get the first little seed of hope that's planted. When God made everything perfect in Genesis 1 and 2, everything is as it should be. God said it was very good. But it's when Adam and Eve sin and death enters that everything breaks and things aren't as they're supposed to be. And that's actually when the first seed of hope is planted. When Adam and Eve sinned, their physical bodies are going to die. Spiritually, they're separated from God. Everything, like the cosmic shockwaves of sin, it's hard to overstate that. You can't overstate it. It's massive. But even in that really bleak moment, God responds to Adam, to Eve, and to the serpent, and he gives them hope. When he responds to the serpent, who's Satan, he says, "I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." In that reply to the serpent, God is giving a great deal of hope. It doesn't seem like it, but he is. First, there's hope for Adam and Eve that they're not going to die right away. There's hope that they'll have children. And not only will their children have children, but eventually their children's children, eventually some child along the way will be this person who will crush the head of Satan, who will crush the enemy, ultimately who will crush death itself. But it won't happen for a long time. And so there's hope. There's hope on the horizon. And I just think about this Christmas song that we sing a lot, "O Holy Night, long lay the world in sin and error pining." How many generations were longing for this hope on the horizon. It was a lot of generations, which brings me to John. I love this interaction between Philip and Nathanael. Jesus appears to Philip and says, "Follow me." So Jesus, the one who is the fulfillment of that promise in Genesis, Jesus who arrives on the scene at Christmas time, Jesus says to Philip, "Follow me." And then Philip goes to Nathanael and says, "We have found him. We have found him whom Moses and the law and the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." The reason that he says that is because he's been hoping for Jesus. He's been looking for Jesus. How many generations felt like that song from that line from "O Holy Night"? Long lay the world in sin and error pining, but then he appears, hope. Jesus arrives, and he is the beginning of this expectation that things will get better. He's the Messiah, and he does die and rise again, but that really initiates this sequence of events where hope will eventually be completely realized. We're still hoping. Even though Jesus comes at Christmas, we're actually still hoping for things to be made ultimately right. And when he makes it ultimately right, it'll be like this. In 1 Peter 3, we read, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to his great mercy, he has caused us to be born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for a salvation ready to be revealed in the last time. In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes though tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Though you have not seen him, you love him. Though you do not see him now, you believe in him and rejoice with joy that is inexpressible and filled with glory, obtaining the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your souls." That's when hope will be fully realized. The hope that Jesus came to start at Christmas will be fully realized here when all things are made new.